Hey beauties, it is your girl Jessica Nicole. In today's video, I am showing you guys how I snatch my face. I did a snaptorial, that's what I call it, but y'all might not get snaptorials no more. Y'all might just get them on Instagram because I'm not dealing with the new snap, just saying. But I did a snaptorial recently where I told you guys I was focusing more on skin, and a lot of you guys had questions. A lot of you guys were just like, what's good, Jess? Like, is this your new foundation routine? Like, what's up? Now, this is not my new foundation routine, but when I'm going in to use cream contour instead of just going in with powder, this is how I do my face. Also, I feel like when I'm doing that or when I'm doing my face period, this is how your face is supposed to look. It's supposed to cohere very well. It's just supposed to look very much so put together. So because you guys had questions, I decided that I would do this on YouTube and show you guys exactly how I get what I get and why I get what I get and why I'm so snatched. I mean, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Alright, snatch your face for Valentine's Day. And for Valentine's Day, I wanted to do a Q&A with Bae, but I can't do that without you guys asking questions. So I did post something on my channel itself, not a video, a post, asking you guys to put questions in the comments down below, asking questions about our relationship or relationships in general, so that we could do the Q&A with Bae for Valentine's Day. That rhymes, and that is dope. I'm dope. I mean, what's good? Comment down below so that we can get that video done. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. What am I saying? Enjoy. Okay, guys, so as you guys can see, I'm starting off with nothing on my face. My face is bare. All I did was do my skin prep, and if you guys want to know how I prep my skin for makeup, I suggest that you click that thing that's about to slide across the screen right now. Boop. And you guys could check that video out, and that's just how I prep my skin for makeup. Also, don't mind this thing around my head. It is dirty because this is what I use to keep my foundation from going too far into my edges. One of the important things when it comes to wearing makeup, other than your skin is very much so important. I think that is the more important thing when it comes to wearing makeup, period. But it is your primers. Now, if you prime accordingly, you should not have any issues with your foundation looking weird ways. So yeah, I always make sure when I'm taking clients or when I'm doing makeup on myself, I'm priming accordingly. So when I take clients, I consult with them, find out their skin types and things of that nature so that I know which way to prime their face. Now, I am oily combination skin, and I also have pores, so my T-zone is oily, the outside of my face is normal, and right here in my face has pores. I also have fine lines right here. So usually if I'm going out and I know that my face has got to be slayed, I will put on my Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer. But today, wow, today I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever mattifying primer, and I'm going to use this in the areas that I need mattifying. So that is the forehead region, the bridge of the nose, around this area, because I don't know what goes on with that area. It just gets a lot of oil. It gets more oil than anywhere else on my face. I'm just going to tap the primer in so that I know it's like in there, you know. And then I'm going to use my NYX Pore Filler or NYX Pore Filler Primer. Benefit Professional is good. This kind of feels like it. The Milk Blur Stick is okay if you put a lot of it on. There's other poreless primers, but I like this one because, one, it's affordable, and two, it does the same thing to me as the Professional. This, you do have to tap into those areas where you have pores, because rubbing it over is not going to fill those areas in. It's just gonna do nothing. So you're gonna press the primer into the areas where you have pores and fine lines. For the perimeter of my face, I usually use spray primers, anything for normal skin. It depends. Sometimes I'll use my primer water if I have any. If not, I'll use Fix Plus because it is a prep and prime kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna use whatever's left in my primer water. If you watch my videos, you guys know that color correcting is very much so important to me because I have dark circles and around my mouth is a little dark. Color correcting to me is important. There's other color correctors for other skin concerns like redness, dullness, things of that nature. I only have darkness, which I would use a orange or peach corrector. So today I will be using my Smashbox color correcting stick, and this is in Lookless Tired Dark, which is the darkest orange. It's going to take my E23 brush from Morphe, and I'm going to just blend it into the skin in order to correct those areas for my foundation to look seamless and flawless. And also, when your foundation goes on throughout the day, when you don't color correct, it starts to look gray underneath in those areas, and we don't want that. Alright, so now we're going to move into foundation. I'm actually going to mix. You don't have to do that. I mix because of personal preference, but you can always just find a foundation that's close to your skin tone. Everybody's always asking me about how to match foundation. I match to the center of my chest, and it makes more sense to me than to match to my jawline or my neck, because these are literally 3 different shades. So I always match to my chest. You have to learn your undertone. That you have to research, or I'll get into a video like that later on. If you guys want that kind of video, just let me know in the comments down below. Personal preference for me when it comes to foundations, I like to go a shade lower than my actual skin tone. It's either I'm matching correctly to my skin tone, or I'm going a shade down. For when I highlight and contour, everything looks somewhat even. You don't have to do this again. This is just my personal preference. So for foundation today, I will be using the matte foundation stick from NARS, which is not really matte, and my Sheer Glow from NARS. I'm basically using about 2 pumps of the Sheer Glow, and I'm just going to put a couple lines of the foundation stick onto my face. When I did my snap tutorial, most of you guys were asking why I was using both, and that is because I wanted extra coverage. And I realized that I actually get pretty good coverage when I do this. So I'm just taking my NYX number 22 brush, and I'm going to actually just tap this into the skin. You don't have to go in with the beauty blender. I'm just going in to make sure that everything's fully blended. I don't want any streaks, even though this brush doesn't really give streaks. I just want to make sure everything is blended, and a beauty blender is my most trusted product. I'm gonna be using my Studio Skin and my Born This Way. These are the same products that I used in my snap tutorial. They're 2 different shades, that's why I'm using them. They're kind of the same consistency, very hydrating. And that's what I like for my under eyes, because I have dry under eyes and they also crease. So I don't have a choice but to use that kind of product. So yeah. I'm going to put down the Smashbox first. I make sure that I focus the concealer like directly under my eyes. I don't bring it too far out. But when contouring, most times I do use a cream product, but I ran out of cream products, so I just used this NYX Drop foundation that someone gave me, and I don't know why they thought I was this dark, but this is not my shade, so I just use this to contour. Alright, so I'm just gonna let this product sit, and I'm doing that because I need some coverage, okay? Girl needs coverage underneath these eyes. I got designer bags. I don't want them to show. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. But I'm going to blend out my contour first and then blend out my highlighted areas. So I'm just going to blend my contour towards my highlight. Alright, so I think my concealer dried down enough. So what I'm going to do is blend out the edges of my concealer first. And again, I'm going to try to keep the product underneath my eye and not bring it all the way out that way. I did not blend out my nose contour because I'll be doing that in a second. With the nose contour, I'm going to blend here first and bring it up to the brow area. And again, I did my nostrils, so I gotta get that side. Back in with the sponge and bring the highlighting product up into the sides of my nose. Take my brush and whatever is not blended together, I'm gonna take whatever excess is on the brush and just blend the contour product and the highlight product together. So this should flow very nicely from highlighted area to contour area. Just gonna do the same on this side. So this is how your skin should look when everything is blended together. Should be no harsh lines. Everything should be one on your face. So today I'm going to be using my flower powder from Bakerie. This is in yellow. Shout outs to Latrice for sending me this because I wasn't thinking about buying it and then I changed my mind, but she sent it to me and I actually really like it. I like it more than the Sasha. I'm just going to look up and set those areas. Now if you want more of a natural skin, I suggest you press the powder completely into the skin instead of baking, because baking does give you more of a cast and it does tend to look a little cakey. I'm setting the mouth area. Just try to stretch it any way you know how. With this, whatever, just stretch it. And set it. Just gonna bring the powder in more on my nose. I'm gonna go in with a face powder to set my face. This is my mineralize skin finish from MAC. Once this is done, I'm gonna start using the Sephora brand powder. But you know, still have this, I'm using it. So I usually use this to set my face so that when I am blending my contour, my bronzer, and everything of that nature onto the skin, you won't worry about it being patchy, you won't worry about the product skipping, you won't worry about not being able to blend the product. When you are putting on something like this, you want to press the powder into the skin, because rubbing, of course, like I told you guys in my last foundation video, is not doing anything. I do suggest blending it in after you set it already. Face is set. I'm gonna go in with the same powder and I'm gonna use my number 79 brush from Sephora. I'm gonna use this to help blend away product. Now I'm doing this because this brings back color to the skin. You never want your face to look overly highlighted, but you do want the highlighted look. This would make your face look more like skin, your makeup look more like skin, and it will also even everything out to look more natural. Everybody always asks me, how do I make my makeup and my clients' makeup look more natural? This is the trick. I just use a face powder, go over the highlighted areas to tone down the highlight and bring back more color into the skin. First thing I do is bronze, because I feel like it sets my face up to know where I'm going to contour. It's harder to know. Please don't mind my lips. These are like what happened after a while. But anyway, yeah, so I do that to figure out where I'm going to contour, and also it helps me frame the face already so my skin starts to look nice and warm. I will be bronzing with this Vera Moore Cosmetics powder in Antique Brown. I think it's the darkest shade, but I use it because it has a beautiful red undertone. So I'm just using this brush. I don't know where I got it from. I'm just going to use that and just bronze up my skin. Just feel, once I put bronzer on, you can't tell me anything, okay? Well, not really bronzer, but what I use is bronzer. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, my face is already about to be snatched. Like, I'm ready. I'm gonna be using my Makeup Geek contour powder in Scandal to contour. And it's a cool toned powder, which is perfect to contour. When I am contouring, I am focusing it right by the ear area. Thing right here where my ear is, I try to concentrate it right there and not bring it any further down, because it starts to give your face more of a harsh. Now, naturally, most of you feel like you have to cut out your contour. If it is blended correctly, you don't really have to cut it out, but for those of you who will. Because sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I just leave my face blended the way it is because it actually looks better to me this way. But I suggest using whatever your face powder is instead of a highlight powder to cut out your jawline. Because if you use a highlighting powder, sometimes when you take pictures, you'll see like that harsh line underneath. You don't want that, so you're just going to use some of your face powder. I'm using my mineralized skin finish. I'm just going to get right underneath it because it still cuts it and it'll give it like a natural. I'm going to use my LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. I like to swipe it up and down. I go over it with the Jackie Aina highlighter. This is in labronze. I'm just putting this on top. This highlighter is so confident. I don't wear blush, but I do use a little bit of bronzer just to give me a little more color. Actual bronzer, not like the powder that I use. And this is Sun Power from MAC. So I'm just taking it up on the same brush that I use for bronzer, and I'm just blending the highlight, the contour, the bronzed area. I'm just putting it all. Alright guys, so this is your finished look. The eye look you guys will be getting in your next video. This is one of the Valentine's Day look. As I said before, I've got lipstick on, geez. This is what I consider a snatch face, and I consider it a snatch face just because you look snatched, okay? It's not too much going on. Your skin looks like skin. You can't tell where anything ends or begins, and this is what I consider a snatch face because this is what makeup is supposed to look like. Like, if you go back and you ask a lot of makeup artists that's been doing it for a long time, that's been perfecting their craft, they will let you know that this is what makeup is supposed to look like. This is how you're supposed to look snatched, and I agree. I am giving you Jackie Aina, Alyssa Ashley, well, can't think of anybody right now, but I'm giving you that because this is what makeup is supposed to me, okay? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I always tell you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media, and I'll see you guys in my next video.